Hi, my name is Brent Kall, and I am the graduate campus chaplain here in Bakersfield, California. And I'm excited to be able to share with you a little bit today. I don't know about you, but one of the things that I love doing is I love going on roller coasters. And up until recently, we had a Nazarene night at Magic Mountain, where one of my absolute favorite roller coasters is. It's called X2. And what I love about it is it's actually programmed to put you at the most terrifying angle at all times. And it just gives you this amazing adrenaline rush as you're constantly being looped through everything. And I absolutely love it. Now, my wife is extremely motion sick, and for her, that kind of a ride is absolutely terrifying in a bad way, but for me, it's wonderfully terrifying. I love it. And let's face it, some fear is good. In fact, right now during this season, people are paying big money to get scared, aren't they? By movies and different things that haunted houses they can go to. But let's face it, there are some things and there's some fears that aren't good, that we don't like. There's some real fears. And I wanted to share with you just real quickly about a time, an instance when the disciples were truly terrified a couple of times, and see if we can't learn from that. It comes out of Mark chapter 4, verse 35. And this is what it says. It says that when evening came, Jesus said to his disciples, let's cross the other side of the lake. So they get in the boat with Jesus, and they started out across the lake. They leave the crowds behind them, and quickly a fierce storm comes up. The waves are huge. They're breaking over the sides of the boat, and it begins to fill with water. But Jesus is asleep at the back of the boat with his head on a cushion, is what it says. The disciples woke him up, and they're shouting at him, Jesus, teacher, don't you care that we're going to drown? I love that question. When Jesus woke up, it says that he rebuked the wind, and he said to the waves, silence, be still. And suddenly the wind stopped. There was a great calm. And then he turns to his disciples and he asks them, why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith? The disciples were absolutely terrified. Who is this man? They asked each other, that even the winds and the waves obey him. I think it's fascinating because here they are, and Jesus is in the boat with them, and a tremendous storm, a fierce storm comes up. As we're looking to grow spiritually, one of the things that we have to understand is that there are definitely going to be storms in life. You may be experiencing a fierce storm in your life. I'm not talking about a little tiny little wind blowing thing. I'm talking intense stuff that you're going through. You may be experiencing pain and suffering, maybe sickness, maybe deaths in your family, brokenness. I don't know what you're going through, but sometimes as we walk through those intense storms of life, there are times when we would want to look to God and go, God, where are you? What are you doing? Are you sleeping? Do you care? I feel like I'm drowning here. Do you even care that I'm drowning? But the thing is when Christ is with us, when Jesus goes with us, he is just that. He's with us. And in those moments when we're going through those most intense storms, we need to remember who he is. We got to remember who's in the boat with us, who's in our life with us, walking with us through the storms. You are walking and we are doing life with the master of all those storms. See, a lot of times people think that, well, if I become a Christian, everything's going to be good. But the truth is, there are going to be storms, intense storms, hard storms. But I love what Jesus says. He says, listen, let me tell you something that's going to bring you peace. Okay. In this world, you will have troubles. You will have intense storms, but take heart. I have overcome this world. I've overcome those storms. As we walk through the intense storms of life, we need to know that the God that we serve is master over all. He is sovereign over all of those storms in our life. But the call for us is, do we trust him? Do we trust him with our lives? Do we trust him with the difficulties? Do we trust him with these things that we can't understand or even explain? Do we trust him with the pain and the adversity, the injustice, sometimes the abuse that we find ourselves in the middle of? You see, we live in a fallen, broken, hurting world. And so we are going to have those types of experiences. But I love the fact that God goes with us. And that at all moments, no matter how big or small the storm is, we can remember that God is greater than those. See, the second thing I love about this is that they were terrified of Jesus because they realized really quickly the power that he had, and they turned and they're like, wait, even the winds and the waves obey him. It was just a testimony to his power. Listen, I don't know what you're going through today. I don't know what you're walking through. And if you are sitting there and it is smooth sailing and clear skies, praise the Lord. I'm so excited that you're in that place. But if you're sitting here today and you're listening to this and you're saying, I don't understand this storm. I'm overwhelmed. I am terrified. I want you to know this. Take heart, because Jesus is greater than the storm that you're working through, and his strength is perfect in your weakness. My challenge for you is just simply this. What are you going to do with this storm today? Will you lean in and trust him with this most difficult situation? I challenge you, please lean in. This is the faith that even in the midst of times when we are terrified, that he is there. I pray that the Lord, our God, who is greater than any storms, would be your comfort, your strength, and your peace today in the middle of it all. Thank you.